Hello, my name is Sydney. I'm 65 years old and my skin is youthing instead of aging. When my mother got older, she had a lot of wrinkles, but the part that was the most bothersome to me was right here. Her skin was not so much wrinkled, it was almost in folds. And when I started getting that, I was pretty horrified, and I went on this mission that if I could stop this in any way, I was going to figure it out. Well, I started with some of the cheaper products like you'd find in Walmart or the drugstores, and they didn't do any good. And now that I know more about it, I realize that's because they're less expensive, they don't have as many of the ingredients that actually help the skin. So then I moved up to the more expensive things like Clinique, Perricone, Dr. Denise, and I ended up pretty much focusing on Dr. Denise products because she does have gorgeous skin. Well, one day I read this article and it said that a lot of the skincare products are literally made years before we ever get our hands on them. And one way you could test your products was with vitamin C serum because it oxidizes very easily and it turns yellow. So of course, I immediately ran to get my vitamin C serum, and as you can see, very yellow, it had oxidized. I was paying almost $40 an ounce for a product that was damaging my skin. Isn't that wonderful? Then I started doing some research on some of the chemicals that are in these products, and it was just horrifying. This is Dr. Denise HydraShield Serum. There are chemicals in here that cause cancer, that cause neurological damage, and a whole host of things that you can find on our website if you're interested in knowing about it. I'm not picking on Dr. Denise. They're all pretty much that way. And just because a product says natural doesn't mean that it doesn't have some really hideous chemicals. So I decided I was going to start making my own products. For example, this is the vitamin C serum that I made. You can see it in the jar. I make about a ½ ounce at a time. I remake it often so that it never has a chance to oxidize. This morning on QVC, 1 ounce of Dr. Denise serum was $38. This is a ½ ounce and it cost me, about $1.50. Very cool. This is an L-carnosine cream, which I absolutely love. And this is my favorite. This is an anti-aging serum. It's got vitamin A in it, which is like retinol, vitamin E, the bioactive form of CoQ10, and I use this for experimentation. When it gets down to about a ½ ounce, I will add another product, probably a green tea, and see how that affects my face, because you've got to experiment with this. Now, what has been the result of all this that I've been doing? All the little folds on my cheeks are absolutely gone. I wish we had a really great MGM studio type film here so you could see how firm my cheeks are. All the lines along the outside of my eyes, every one of them is gone. Still have a little bit here, but it's fading. A little bit here, it's going away as well. When I make another video in 3 months or 6 months or whatever, I guarantee you my skin will look even younger than it does now. So what I'm suggesting to you is that you might want to consider making your own products. It's not hard. If you can use a spoon, you can make it. You don't have to be any chemist. You just mix it up. It's very simple. First of all, it is incredibly cheap. You can see $1.50 versus $38. Well, actually, I would actually spend about $3 an ounce versus $38. Secondly, you won't get any of these hideous chemicals. The preservatives and the fragrances and colors they put in these things are just not good for the skin. The skin is an organ, and it is two-way. Everything you put on your skin is going to end up in your body, and we already get enough chemicals. You sure don't need any more. Third, you know the strength of that product. Fourth, you will get products that are made just for you because your skin and mine do not need the same thing. And at some of these horrible prices, you certainly can't afford to make lots of mistakes unless you just want to waste money, and of course you do not. So stay tuned. You will see an even younger looking Sydney in a few months.